Hello, my name is Risharine R. Chongson, and this is my video for the thyroid hormone synthesis. So first is that we know that in our blood vessel there is iodide present in the system. And this iodide is needed for our thyroid hormone synthesis. And so first is that it will enter in what we call our sodium iodide symporter. So it will it will couple with the sodium. So one iodide will couple with two sodium. Uh, and it will enter the follicular cells. And our iodide, it needs to enter our thyroglobulin in in the channel or the channel that is called as the pendrin co-transporter. And so we have our iodide in our thyroglobulin. What happens in our sodium, the two sodium that entered in the follicular cells will go back to the blood circulation because it is not needed in our thyroid hormone synthesis. So it will go out in what we call the channel, the sodium, potassium, ATPase pump. So there is two sodium that will enter, but in the blood circulation there will be three sodium that will go back. And in every three sodium that will go back, there is two potassium that will go in the cell. Next is we need the iodine oxidation. So in our thyroglobulin, there is a enzyme called the TPO, or the thyroidal or thyroid peroxidase. So this thyroidal or thyroid peroxidase or TPO, this will stimulate the conjugation of two iodide. So one iodide plus one iodide is equals to iodine. So this iodine, it will be used later. Another thing that is rich in our thyroglobulin is an amino acid of what we call tyrosine. This tyrosine, this will be conjugated with our iodine, and the conjugation of tyrosine and iodine will be what we call T1 or monoiodothyronine. If one tyrosine plus iodine plus another iodine, that will be called as T2 or diiodothyronine. The T3 will be consist of DIT or the diiodothyronine plus another MIT or the monoiodothyronine. That will be the T3 or our triiodothyronine. And our T4 is consist of two diiodothyronine. So the T3 and the T4, those two will be the ones that is used for our metabolic processes that is needed in our metabolic processes. So our T3, this is consist in our thyroid hormones for about 20%, while the T4 is for about 80%. Even though the T4 is many in number or in percentage rather, our T3 is 3 to 8 times metabolically active. And our T4 is, it is another source of our T3 through the process of, we call the deiodination. The deiodination, the T4 minus monoiodothyronine is because of the enzyme 5' deiodinase, it will become T3 or RT3 or the reverse T3. Depending on the location, the T4 can become T3 or reverse T3. As we know that our T3 is metabolically active, but our reverse T3 is not metabolically active, and it will await for possibly phagocytosis or excretion through urination or defecation. So our T3, this will be made in the location of the outer ring, which is the 45%. And our RT3 is the inner ring, which consists of, which is 55%. Next is that our T3 and T4, it will attach in the enzyme megalin. And that megalin will go through the process of endocytosis. And the endocytosis, so the T3 and the T4 will enter the follicular cells. And because of that, it will await for its release because there is a need of the binding of the TSH receptor and TSH. So there is a TSH receptor outside the, in the surface of the cell. And the TSH, it is from the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus will release our TRH or the thyroid releasing hormone, which will stimulate the anterior pituitary gland into releasing our TSH. And the TSH will go into our blood circulation and it will bind to our TSH receptor. And that binding will initiate the releasing of our T3 and T4 in our blood circulation. And I believe that is all about our thyroid hormone synthesis. Thank you.